Here's the deal. If you don't have a daily schedule and you're not consistent with it, then you're not really able to make small changes that will literally change the direction of your life. And quite frankly, I used to think that success was really all about hard work and putting in the hours. And one day, maybe in the books behind me, you'll find that secret hack out there. But what I really realized is that the key to leveling up in all areas, whether that's business, health, or personal growth, is having a dialed in routine and simply sticking to it. Now, most people that I coach, they really overcomplicate this. But what I've really found is when you structure your day the right way every single day, you will get more done. You will stay focused and you will have massive progress every single day in all aspects of your life. So I wanted to shoot this video because I want to break down my daily schedule that has literally changed everything about my life. How I structure my mornings, how I plan my days, how I plan my nights before I go to bed, and the little tiny habits that I've been able to tweak to really keep me laser focused and locked in. So if you're struggling to stay consistent and have massive ADHD like me, and you always feel like you're playing catch up, then this is probably the missing piece. Now, what I've done is I've also taken this document and I've linked it down below for you so you can use it as a guide. So feel free to download that and edit it in any way that you possibly want to. So here's the deal. Now, every successful person I know has one thing in common. And that one thing is that they just don't wake up every single day and they just wing their day. They actually have a system that keeps them consistent, productive, and ahead of everybody else. And I'm going to be real with you. Like, I personally used to just go with the flow. I used to think that if I outwork everybody, I'm going to be successful. But once I put structures in place, everything that I was doing was able to be trackable. And that is when I really noticed the changes that were happening in my life. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give you my 4 key pillars for crushing your daily routine. And the first one is actually my morning routine. And it really sets the tone for everything that you do during the day. The second is how I plan my day to day and stay on track. And I actually use alarms and reminders to do that. The third is how I structure my work blocks that I've learned from Ed Milet. I actually have 3 of them. And the reason why I do that is so I don't feel burnt out. And then lastly is my before my bed routine, which really helps me wrap up the day and lets me set up the next day. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now, what I've really found is that my morning routines, like I said, have really make or break me. All right. And I don't wake up late. I'm very structured on my time. But when I used to wake up late, I was more reactive versus being proactive. And when you're reactive to your phone or people calling you or people texting you, that's when it's game over and you're at the mercy of their time and their goals. So I have my phone automatically set on do not disturb until 9 a.m. So I have 0 distractions. All right. So that right there is one of the best hacks. From 9 p.m. to 9 a.m., nobody can reach me unless they're on my do not disturb list. So don't try to reach out to me at that time. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into my morning routine and how it looks. There's actually 2 parts to it. So I wake up right here at 4 a.m. in the morning. It's a non-negotiable. There's no snooze and there's no excuses. All right, then I drive 25 minutes to the best gym in my area in Arizona. And this is where I surround myself with high-level successful people. And this right here is the hack that has brought me so much business because you're actually able to network while you train and you're able to network also in the locker room, and it's a game changer. So while you're in between reps or somebody's sharing a machine with you, it's one of the best times to network. Now, after the gym, I am very strict on what I eat. So I have obviously a healthy meal and a protein shake. I get cleaned up, and then I'm ready to attack the second part of my morning routine. So the second part is what I do is I start with the Luminosity app, and this is a brain game app. And what it does is it makes your brain very sharp. Tom Brady actually uses this app. And in 1 week of just trying it, I'm not affiliated with them, but you are going to notice a huge difference in the way you speak, in your vocabulary. Just try it out, okay? Second, I actually fill out my legendary planner. And this is where I review my goals, my mission, my vision, and I review my schedule that I have planned the night before. And we're going to dive into that. All right. Then I say a prayer. This helps me really stay grounded. And then I set my timer and I get straight into work. Now, I actually learned this from Darren Hardy, but I set a timer for 60 minutes per task. All right. So I start with my hardest top revenue producing task first. After that 60 minutes, I then take a break and then I repeat and I get back into it. And what I really learned in the past is I was wasting so much time every single day with two things. And that was really just trying to figure out what to do next and really when to do it. And that's why I plan everything in advance. And that's why I set a timer to stay on track with zero distractions. Okay, so there's no guessing, there's no wasting energy. And when my alarm goes off, that's when I just simply move on to the next thing. All right, I don't even hesitate, and it keeps me locked in and laser focused all day long. All right, so that's my morning routine. Now, the next part of my structure, I actually learned from Ed Milet, and he taught me how to break up just your entire day into 3 days. So here's how I basically break it up. And this has really helped me maximize my focus and my productivity. So from 9 a.m. to around 12 a.m., I do deep work. All right. So there's no distractions. I'm just basically knocking out my top revenue producing tasks that need to be done. Then I go on a walk. I burn about 150 calories. It's about a little bit over a mile. And then I reset my brain. And now I'm getting back into the second part of my day. That's 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is where I'm taking meetings, I'm working with the team, I'm doing a lot of creative work, and I'm putting together a lot of strategy. And this is where I really shift gears, and I'm working with the people that really need me to work with them and think big picture. After that, I go on a run, I do a 3-mile run, and then I obviously dial in with the family, cook food, and get back into my third part of the day, where I'm focused on just learning, reading books. I buy a lot of courses, so I'm watching courses, and then I'm reviewing the day and I'm dialing in the next day. All right. So this is where you can just really tie up those loose ends and really just set yourself up for the next day. And this structure right here, by breaking up my day into 3 blocks, it has helped me to not feel burnt out anymore. And you don't feel like you're working 12 hours straight. It's been very rewarding at the end of the day, and you go into each block highly motivated and excited. So try this out, and it really keeps your energy levels extremely high throughout the day. So that is how my days are blocked up. And then the last piece is going to be my before bed routine. And after dinner, right, this is honestly, I believe most people actually ignore this. They watch TV or they're scrolling on their phone all day. But you should have a before bed routine. And what I found is that if you don't close your day out the right way, you're setting yourself up for a very messy, unorganized tomorrow. All right. So here's what I do before I go to bed, and we can go ahead and wrap this thing up. So I have another protein shake, and this is my reward for starting my routine, all right, and getting the work done. Then I schedule out everything for the next day. So this is how it looks. I basically go over what I've accomplished, all right, so what I've accomplished for today that needs to be moved over to tomorrow. Then what needs to be scratched off my list that isn't really high priority. You just have it on your list for no reason. You just got to take it off sometimes and get rid of it. And then I review my weekly goals to make sure that really my calendar is aligned with my goals. And this right here is my compass. And it's really easy to stray off path when you're working with a ton of people that just want your time. So this has really helped me stay on path. All right. Then I go ahead and I read 10 pages of a book that is really relevant to the area of my life that I'm just trying to level up in. All right. There's all different areas, and I make sure that I only read stuff or buy programs on things that I'm trying to level up on within that time. Then I pull out my journal right here. This is where I get all my thoughts on paper. Okay, so this has just been huge for just clearing out my mental clutter. Okay, when you have ADHD, you have a lot of thoughts that go on in your mind, and I clear it all out that way. And then finally, once again, I read my mission, my vision, and then my larger time frame goals, like my quarterly and my yearly, and then my life goals, and then I'm off to bed. All right. That right there helps me wake up the next day supercharged and ready to rock and roll. I also have amazing dreams too. So that right there is just my before the bed routine right there. And it really just locks in that mindset, and it really gives you just a great vision for each day. And once you really like put all of this together, and the key right here is staying consistent. Once you put it all together and you stay consistent, then you can start really making small little adjustments to each part of your schedule. And it starts to yield so many amazing results over time. It's just like working a muscle. If you work it out enough, it then gets stronger, and then you can tweak your routine a little bit more to add more weight to then build it even more, right? And that's what this consistency of this schedule is like. And that's what routines are all about. Now, a great book to read is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, okay? And he teaches you how to make small changes over a long period of time, which drastically changes everything about your health, your wealth, and your business. And he calls it the compound effect. And I love this book, and I've personally read it about 4 times in my life. And compounding and consistency are everything. I love investing, I love health, and I just love growth. And the compound effect is the key to life right here. All right. So before I wrap this up, like, you don't have to have a perfect schedule on day one. Like, just start with a simple routine and make small tweaks to it as you go. And the key isn't just like going hard right out of the gate. It's really all about just staying consistent day by day, making those small changes over the course of like a month, which then turn into habits. And you're like, it just becomes the new norm. And then next thing you know, it's happening year after year after year. And you're seeing changes that you would have never even thought could even be possible. Okay, so here's my challenge to you. I want you to try this for 30 days. All right, so set a morning routine, set a before bed routine, and then plan your days out and stick to that schedule and be consistent. Then after a month, I'm telling you, watch what happens. I promise your life is going to start to change, and people are going to start noticing it, and they're going to start reaching out to you, okay? And it's going to give you the best feeling on the inside. So listen, if this video has helped you, please go ahead and just drop a comment or follow me on Instagram. I got a lot of education on Instagram as well. And if you're serious about leveling up, hit that like button and subscribe, because I've got a lot more free content coming your way on productivity, business, and personal growth. All right, I'll see you in the next one.